A bill on Governor Brad Little's desk has libraries bracing for regulatory changes. The writers of House Bill 710 believe action is necessary to prevent minors from accessing porn in public taxpayer spaces. But local libraries are not convinced this legislation is the most beneficial. Local News 8's Ashley Chilcutt joins me now with what the libraries might have to pay if complaints are filed. Ashley.
House Bill 710 will allow people to take legal action against a library if inappropriate material is found in sections accessible to minors. The library could be fined $250 as well, which is paid to the parents of the minor for damages. Welcome to the library. This is where kids come to explore what's in their imaginations. But it's also the central subject of legislation on the governor's desk. The question at hand: does the state have the right to choose what your child reads or doesn't read?
House Bill 710 takes the common sense approach of requiring public schools and community libraries to restrict children's access to pornographic materials in their collections. No one's talking about banning books. We're simply creating a duty of care for those schools and libraries to take reasonable steps, restricting children's access to those harmful, sexually explicit materials.
Blaine Consati is the president of the Idaho Family Policy Center, the group that largely drafted the bill. Idaho Falls Public Library President Robert Wright says the bill is unnecessary.
That seems like a little bit of overreach. We have very good library trustees. They're very educated. They're very aware of what's going on in the library. They set the policy, and I think that's the way it ought to be. There is no pornography in this library. Are there materials in the library inappropriate for small children? Absolutely, because we also serve the adult population. But this bill says any mention of homosexuality is inappropriate for minors, and I don't know how you explain that to same-gender families in our community.
Despite the bill feeling exclusionary, the Idaho Family Policy Center conducted a survey which showed that 74% of Idaho voters agree with restricting pornographic materials in public schools and libraries.
Parents, I think, more than anyone, are leading the charge to see these reforms enacted into law so that their children are protected from the harmful consequences of these pornographic books and materials.
What would you say the likelihood of this being signed by the governor is?
We're hopefully optimistic that Governor Little signs this legislation. I hope that he recognizes the importance of this issue to Idaho voters and to parents especially.
Well, we would actually like the governor to veto the bill. While it's well-intentioned, it's got some really vague definitions. It puts a bounty on libraries, incentivizes people from outside the state of Idaho to bring issues to local libraries.